welcome. I'm Mashal and you are listening to the Ascension Vehicle podcast. And this happens to be my very first podcast episode. Here I'll talk about how everything is connected to everything else. Basically, all things mystical and extraordinary. So, if this is what interests you, or maybe you want to just get started and dig deep into these topics, or maybe you just want to become a more mystical being, then mate, I believe you are at the right place. So that's about it, and now let's begin with the first ever episode of Drumrolls Ascension Vehicle. Now hop on in my Ascension Vehicle and enjoy the ride. So, energy can neither be created or destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another. That's the first law of thermodynamics for those who didn't pay attention in science class. So, what is anger? Energy, right? Everything in and around us is energy. We live in energy and energy lives within us. This energy that we call anger can be treated well if you know the first law of thermodynamics. Yeah, that's simple. So, as they say, everything has two sides. Dealing with anger in a positive way, as they say, and mindfully, I'd like to call, is very much possible too. That is what one should learn. We are so confused with this unknown energy, so lost. We listen to no one and there is no one to guide us. As kids, we never learned how to deal with it. We were never taught. We were asked to shut our mouths and stay inside our rooms. And worse, if you back answered, then you might have received things like chappal and jhadu from your Indian parents. No one understood our anger. No one understood us. And then we developed some bad ways to cope with anger. There is always so much confusion when it comes to feeling angry. We make the wrong decisions and then we regret. Then there is guilt, and then there is again anger. And then again there is the same repeating cycle. Instead of wasting this fiery energy on screaming and affecting someone's day negatively or acting rudely, breaking things, so much power in anger that instantly cause a fuse someone feels low. So much power that you are channeling this powerful energy onto things that are bringing nothing back but negative in return. What a loss, huh? Anger is so strong and so powerful that the person you are with knows that you are angry. You know, it's like fire. You can feel its heat. But you know what? You have it in you to extinguish it. There is always a solution. There is always a way out. Suppressing anger is something too that is being taught to us. Kid, go drink water. Or the classic one, count backwards. All of this just cools you down temporarily, kid. You are filling yourself up with more anger. You become like a volcano. You will erupt all of it, which will give you a negative outcome. It will be just like a volcanic eruption. You will probably scream at the waiter, call your kid's name, which they will never forget. You will harm yourself, or worse, harm someone else, verbally or non verbally. Well, try not to harm anybody non verbally, or you spend the rest of your life locked up in jail. Do not stuff yourself up with this demon. Act upon it. Because it is eating you up slowly, and you don't want that. So let go of what is no longer serving you, in a peaceful way, of course. Do not let the anger consume you. Consume the anger in your creations. You've got the fire in your soul. Fuel it with your creations. Think about it. The last time you were feeling this intense energy, what did you do? Do you regret it until now? Just really take some time right now to think about it. Because in anger, we do unexpected things, terrible things, only when you are not mindful. Every person gets angry, right? Every person feels this emotion. But a mindful being would channel this energy into art. Create something out of anger. Create something out of this energy. Instead of smoking cigs, consuming alcohol, go run a walk, hit the gym. Instead of repeating the same negative cycle, create something positive. One of the great singers, poets, write one of their best hits when they are frustrated. They give something more positive compared to your screaming to this world. They channel this energy to art. Reacting to anger is bringing you nothing but simple anger in return. So the next time you get triggered, start putting it down on a piece of paper. Firstly, it is therapeutic AF, and secondly, you might end up discovering that you are a great writer and that you can publish a book on how you discovered about this hidden talent. Well, I'm kidding, but yeah, journaling is one of the best ways to treat anger. Or just go hit the gym, go run. At least you are losing some pounds, which will ultimately give you joy. And then you will also be hit by the realization, the power that anger holds. So something else that one can do is art therapy. From painting to making collages, anything. It will not only help you put into a relaxing state of mind, but you will also be able to explore your emotions through what you create. So each color you use for coloring has a meaning, and you do not have to think which color you want to go with. Go with whatever your instinct says. Pick your colors and create your art. And for the non-artistics like me, you all can do any random scribbling too. You do not have to be a professional. There are no rules. Literally anyone can participate in this activity. Even your toddler's drawing has a meaning. What matters in the end is what colors you are using, what kind of objects you are drawing. So everything you put on the paper is coming through you, your higher self. In the moment of coloring, you become a medium for your higher self or your subconscious mind. Also, hey, if you want to know more in detail about art therapy, then let me know. You can write to me. So now, if a question like, Oh, what do we do when someone is testing our patience? Anger. Meaning, what should one do when they are in a situation where someone or something is provoking them? So, I recently read this book called The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. And in this one part, he has narrated his story where once he was at the hotel reception and this dude in front of him was arguing with the receptionist about not getting the hotel room of his choice due to some error in the order. The customer got furious and everything and started screaming on the receptionist fellow in front of everyone. And of course, he said the very iconic, "You don't know who I am." The anger that the customer was filled with was probably caused by something else, and it was all out. And he walked away thinking that he is superior to the receptionist, so he can do what he wants. Later, when the author went to check in, he saw that the receptionist was not bothered by the angry dude, and he greeted the author with a smile instead, like nothing ever happened. The author really admired the way the receptionist reacted to the situation. He complimented the receptionist, saying that his temper control is excellent. To which the receptionist replied that the customer was not mad at him. The receptionist continued saying that to the customer he was like a scapegoat, and he said that the customer might have fought with his wife earlier, or his business isn't doing good, or maybe he just feels superior to him. And the receptionist said that he gave the customer an opportunity to get everything out of his system. And then he said something really wise, and it was, underneath, he is a nice guy. Most folks are. So, you guys, be like the receptionist fellow, understanding, empathetic, and not like the customer who is mindless and lacks kindness. So, next thing one can do is cleaning, organizing, whatever you'd like to call. And that can mean anything from doing laundry to redecorating your room. But just in the name of cleaning and organizing, please do not throw things everywhere in anger. Marie Kondo will hate you for doing such a thing. Anyway, what I mean is that shift your energy to getting things done. Do not let the anger go to waste. Waste. This really is the fuel to your system. It can make or mar things, and my whole point is to make you make things. Create the extraordinary out of what is looked as ordinary. So, let's become a creator and less of a destructor, because folks, it is all in our hands. We are the creator. So let's create mindfully together.